Okay, so I'm going to walk you through some basic technology needs for StudySync. This video is going to help you get logged in with an account that you can use and browse throughout the summer until you get your own personal account. It will also show you the various features of StudySync so you can get started. This account is mine from last year, so feel free to see what my students did in the past. And also be sure to check out some of the videos on the Getting Started page, which will go deeper into getting you oriented with StudySync. So my account, it's actually mine and Alyssa's account, is Alyssa O360, O as in the letter, and 360, obviously 0 as in the number. And the password is renew 2016, no capitals, no spaces. Log in. You are going to be brought to this landing page, which will show you StudySync with e-assessment, teacher, and student edition. You want to click on the teacher edition. That will bring you to this landing page. This is basically, this site right here has a couple of things that will be useful to you. If you click on the professional development tab, there are a series of videos here that walk you through kind of every facet of StudySync if this is how you like to learn. You might just be one of those people that jumps in and plays with things right away, so this might not be for you. But this has some videos and webinars that just walk you through how to use everything. So I'm going to go back to browse. And then once you get your classroom set up, this is going to be where your students' username and passwords are stored. So you can see that I have classes under my classes with my intervention class, my 6th grade classes, and mine and Alyssa's 8th grade classes. Okay, so this is for a later time. You don't really need to know this right now. So I'm going to go back to browse again and click on this Launch StudySync platform one more time. This is going to bring you to your curriculum, which is everything that you need to know. StudySync is so awesome, but can be a little overwhelming at first just because there's so much here. So if you want to, you can pause this video and get yourself logged in, get to this page, and you might start looking at this Getting Started guide, which will give you some more resources about walking through the program, or you can just keep listening to me. Okay, so this is the home page. It's the landing page. You're going to have your recently visited, so you can see the lessons that I have recently visited, and they are all units or lessons from this first unit of suspense. So these are basically shortcuts to clicking to lessons that you need to be at. But up at the top right, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tabs that will be necessary to you at all times. In this video, I'm going to just go through this Core ELA tab, which is going to be where you can find the units in their entirety. So click on Core ELA. See that there are 4 units. For 8th grade, we're going to be skipping over this in time of war unit, but using some of the lessons because there is overlap with 7th grade. This focuses on the Holocaust and a lot of text that students read when they were in 7th grade. So our first unit is going to be suspense. The second will be the Civil War, and the third will be a moral compass. The suspense, they're all really great units. Alyssa and I taught the suspense unit and the moral compass unit. And while we did teach some lessons from the Civil War, this is the only one that we didn't teach fully last year. So to get into the unit, you are going to click on this link up top. You might see this other resource down here, this pacing guide. This will give you a suggested pacing for how to teach everything in the unit. It's basically what I created for Renew here. So this is our pacing guide. And I've kind of already gone through the thinking for you of what to take out, either because it is not aligned to what students are going to see on their MLQs and benchmarks, or simply just because we don't have enough time to teach everything. Okay, so let's click on the unit. Each unit will have 5 features: the overview, which is meant to be shared with students. It's a video, which you can see is a feature of StudySync right away. StudySync often will do these sort of trailer videos. It is a blended learning program, and many of the videos are trailers to what is to come to get students interested about the unit. So I'll start the video.
A dark alley, a deserted beach, a strange voice calls your name. Rain pounds on the metal roof. A woman screams. You read on. The attic stairs creak. You feel the muffled beat of a heart beneath the floor.
So you get the point, and you can probably guess some of the texts that are being alluded to. Muffled heart beneath the floor is going to be the telltale heart. So the point of this is just to get students jazzed about what they're learning. The instructional path is going to be your guide to all of the texts that you're going to teach and all of the different lessons, as well as all of the different teacher-facing and student-facing resources. You can toggle by scrolling up and down or by clicking on the individual texts to see the lesson sequence that goes along with them. It also includes an extended writing project. I have outlined this for you as well in the ELA unit. You can see my outline for writing in the calendar. So for instance, this starts with, on day 1, the extended writing project. You can see it's narrative writing, and students are going to be working all unit on creating their own suspense narratives, which is really cool. So all of the different lessons for the extended writing project can be found right here. You then have a research project. This is optional, so if you would like to do this with students, you can. It's meant to be more of an inquiry project than it is a writing project. So the purpose is getting students obviously to conduct research, but it's not, it doesn't take a substantial amount of time. It's 140 minutes. So if you would like to use this as an alternative to the performance task that I've suggested, you could do that if you wanted to, or you could do the performance task of presenting the suspense narratives. And then also there is a full text study. So the recommended text for this is Lord of the Flies by William Golding, which is awesome. So if you wanted students to be reading this text alongside the core unit, this text guide provides you with an introduction. And then if I click on the teacher-facing unit guide, it will come with some additional vocabulary, text excerpts or key passages, and then questions. So different prompts for students to answer along the way. This could be really good use for homework, or if you're doing a station rotation model, maybe one of your stations is consistently Lord of the Flies and you're following along in this guide. So these are the 5 features, but for all intents and purposes, we're going to spend the most time here on the instructional path. The instructional path is your curriculum. Remember, I've done the work of cutting some of these texts out and adding in other texts from other units based on what is needed for MLQs and benchmarks. So if we go through my unit, we can see that we've got The Blast, we've got Let 'Em Play God, we've got The Monkey's Paw, Lord of the Flies, which is just the excerpt. So this is a close study of the excerpt. It's okay if you're not reading the anchor text, they can still do this. We've got Cujo, we've got A Night to Remember, which is a true account of the Titanic. We've got The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, which actually comes from a different unit, and I'll show you where to find that. And that is it. So you can see that some of these things we're not teaching, like The Telltale Heart, Annabelle Lee, The Bells, this Violence of the Movies, and sorry, wrong number. These are all amazing texts. So if you find areas to teach them, I encourage you to. They're awesome. I just tried to pick the most purposeful.